Autobots, and especially Optimus Prime, it gives me great pleasure to present... Will you get to the point? Autobots, meet Dinobots.
Holy Father said it's a dinosaur, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
What if it was...
Generation 2.
Hello, it's me, famous YouTuber Tharlo21 here. Today we're taking a look at the new Age of the Prime G2 Dinobots. These figures are all recolors of the pre-existing Studio Series 86 Dinobots, figures that I'm really quite fond of. And that mixed with the fact that in the G2 color schemes from an underrated part of the franchise I'm also quite fond of, made them an immediate pickup for me. And two of them in particular were based on cancelled decos which didn't even actually release in the 90s, so having them now is a pretty cool form of wish fulfillment, and oh man, are they gorgeous! I'll start the segment with reviewing one Dinobot at a time before doing a final photo shoot with them all as a full unit. Got it? So the first of the squad is their leader. Studio Series 86 Grimlock was already an awesome toy, a big beefy leader class figure which collectors have been craving for ever since Siege. Most of their leaders were quote unquote voyages of bits. Grimlock was a great start to the 86 Dinobot, and he had a lot to prove, but ultimately he passed the test of flying colours, and of course got a few rear decos down the line, as you do. And in terms of rear decos, G2 Grimlock is a damn fine one. Back in the ranking, I didn't really get to talk about him that much in depth thanks to the Ultimate Bro, but I really liked him enough to rank him 11th place in the 80 plus spot ranking video. And looking back at it now, yeah, I stand by my decision, he fucks hard. On the base level, it doesn't seem like it changed much from a G1 release, such as just being himself with blue. Once you look past the surface level, there's quite a few cool things this rear deco does. First off, his eyes went from blue to red. Normally, I don't get really fussed over transformer eye colors. I know some people prefer yellow eyes in bots like Optimus and Soundwave and will fight intercontinental wars over the subject matter. Personally, it's not something I get up in arms about. However, nothing contrasts well with blue splendidly. I think this shade of blue they chose of G2 Grimlock really helped in that regard. It's a deeper shade, which I'm more drawn to. Complements the gold and red in the body really well. Not gonna be better than the grey of its official release. Makes me more drawn to the sky than the G1 style figure as a result, as much as I like that one. The transformation is still the exact same as the G1 version. Seriously, what do you expect? It's redeco. And all the qualities I like about G2 Grimmy's robot mode carry over to the Dino mode. Same deep shade of blue, same gorgeous gold, and same red eyes. Same deal. However, there are things I need to gush about for this guy. First off, his neckpiece is transparent instead of opaque, which allows you to see the awesome mechanical detail underneath it. I really dig it. It adds a mechanical semi-realism to the design, which helps you imagine all the industrial stuff going on inside his body. The wires and pistons moving, all that jazz. Second of all, under his tail, he has the Autobot text of the G2 logo under his tail. It's such an awesome 90s throwback to designs didn't have to throw in there, but they did it for us G2ers, which I do wholeheartedly. Shout out to the G2ers, we're much better than the G1ers for real. Side note, but I once saw someone point out the Cybertronians getting Earth text in their body was the equivalent to an American getting a kanji tattoo in Japanese, and I've seen G2 bots the same ever since. I'm really happy that I chose deep blue over that red turquoise variant that I know someone out there wanted over this deco, but I'm sorry, the deep blue in the sky just looks better for me overall. So Age of the Prime's G2 Grimlock is a great example of an awesome rear deco elevating an already good base mold, and as you'll see throughout this video is a theme I'll quite often come back to. Also there's that Action Master wheelie which is based off the storybook colors. It's cool that I reference that, but I don't really think they freaking really needed him again. Sure, it doesn't really jack up the price and it's a pretty harmless thing considering that wheelie has like 2 transforming Siege era figures, but this inclusion is still really a strange one for me. Now, on to... 86 Slag is an interesting figure. In a good way. The base mold feels alright quality wise, and the deco is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But the G2 version is still better. I love the green used for this deco, and I noticed the red on the G2 Slag is slightly darker than the one used on G1 Slag. I think it's very fitting considering what G1 2 is supposed to be, as well as a toyetic deco on the sky. Always prefer the black head with the red eyes, because I think it's more visually striking, even if I do also like the toon head. Either way, he still looks like a frog, and I find that funny. Overall, I might not really have much else to say about 86 Slag robot mode, but it's still a decent experience overall. Now onto the Dino mode. Transformation is still pretty good, if a bit rough in some places. Particularly with the chest, moving in is annoying, not the worst transformations I've done, but still. And the Triceratops mode is also pretty cool. It's definitely an upgrade to the 86 in terms of deco because of the red horns, which complement the red Triceratops eyes well, and also look hella mean. I'm also a really big fan of the Triceratops collar thing's color being swapped out for this lovely silver. It really makes it pop more as a result. It was really annoying saying that exact phrase, yeah. I also love how his weapon integrates into the dinosaur tail. I really wish more figures had creative weapon storage like this. I also feel like the green makes the gold around the dino pop more. I love it, I think it's pretty neat, just like the toy itself. Ever hear of green humor, buddy? So overall, G2 Slag turns silver into gold with his deco alone. Anyways, on to... 86 Snarl is a pretty cool figure in his own right, and of course his G2 version carries all its good qualities of it, but does an array cooler deco, making it really cool as a result. Cold. Like Slag before him, G2 Snarl has a slightly darker red in his torso, but one other red to take note of is the one in his arms and legs. As I mentioned before my 2025 ranking video, I used to think that G2 Snarl's deco was quite boring because I used to think that the red on red made for a really boring release. But after owning Age of the Prime with G2 Snarl in hand, I can say that Kid Me was definitely wrong and stupid. The red chosen for the toy is a different, more G2 accurate burnt red, which really pops the result but doesn't really photograph that well. It also complements the gold tail on his back splendidly. I'll admit however, the rubber sword he comes with sucks. I understand why he couldn't come with a gun, he doesn't have one in the show, but the rubber sword was kinda undersized and lame, like my G1 Snarl is an upgrade kit which gives him his blaster and a better sword, which I'm planning on getting for G2 Snarl as well after this video is done. Now on to the Dino mode.
I am a Stegosaurus!
Transformation is okay, but one thing I don't like in particular is the legs. You need them aligned in a hyper-specific way for the head to stay tapped in, and that's really annoying for me. The Stegosaurus mode is lovely. I love how chonky he is. I'm gonna be honest, I initially didn't like that you could move his tail, but the rest of the dino makes up for it. A common trend for the G2 Dinobots is them carrying over the wonderful decos into the dino mode, and G2 Snarl is no exception. I do kinda wish he had a blast effect pull in his mouth though. It makes him stand out from his allo Dinobot pals in a bad way. I know DNA has kit design for that which can add a blast effect pull in his mouth, but I still think you shouldn't have to buy upgrade kits for a basic function the toy already should have had. Aside from that, G2 Snarl is quite a lovely figure, one that definitely surprised me. Now, on to... As much as I liked 86 Sludge, I'll be the first to admit that he definitely had his issues. Tolerances was super floppy, which made transformation annoying, and always had the more boring design of the G1 Dinobots in general. But I'm happy to report that G2 Sludge fixed both of those issues. Looks wise, he's a definite glow up from his G1 self. Blues and orange go together really well, and despite originally being a cancer toy, I think it fits in really well for his non-cancer compatriots. And yeah, the base design is still mid, but I gave him orange and blue and it just looks amazing. I'm really happy that the design team remembered that G2 Sludge is supposed to be orange and not red. Sure, the concept art was colored that way so you can misinterpret it as such, so I do blame other companies for getting it wrong, but I was totally expecting Hasbro to not really remember that and just make him red. And the fact that he ended up being this lovely shade of orange is just awesome to me. Anyways, onto the Dino mode. When I usually transform my 86 Dinobots, I quite often dread doing Sludge most because it's kind of a floppy mess, but with the improved tolerance of the G2 version, the process still kind of sucks but isn't as bad. And the Brontosaurus mode is also really lovely. I marvel at engineering which turned this bulky robot into a round dinosaur with a long neck. It's a really cool end result is actually worth the annoying transformation, unlike some other masterpiece figures I know of. I always liked the 86 Sludge Dino mode, but this just takes it to the next level. Orange and blue always went together really well, and it just proves it. So overall, G2 Sludge is an actual build quality improvement and deco improvement over his G1 counterpart. I'm just really giddy to own him. Also, the new sound that emanates when you move his neck is just so satisfying. Just listen to this. Well, time to get to... Swoop was always my favorite Dinobot, probably because I really like the flying dinosaurs the most. Disclaimer, Tharlo is aware that the pterodactyls aren't actually dinosaurs for reason which eludes him. Dinosaur fans, sound off in the comments on why. First proper exclamation gets pinned. 86 Swoop is a really fun figure for me, even though it's quite simple, probably due to the character association. I also just always really like G2 Swoop's basic color scheme. I know some people don't like it, but I love how it's just like his G1 cartoon deco. It doesn't really fit with his other G2 Dinobot pals. And I respect the commitment to continuity though, even though his G1 toy was like red and thin with everyone else, so That one's me, I guess. The lime and blues go together really well, making our flying friend stand out from a crowd in a show-stealing awesome way. Swoop's also rocking a new head and wasting the toy appearance. Hopefully that leads to a red Swoop down the line. Please, Hasbro and Takara, listen to my prayers. Please, 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 please. G2 Swoop comes with sword like Snarl did, but I actually prefer these ones this time. Sure, Swoop sword is too small for him, but the Grimlock sword is perfect length, which is why Edge's Swoop was temporarily using him on display until the upgrade kit and sword arrived for him. You can see it right now, yeah, it's there. Anyways, on to transformation. Swoop's Dino mode is a more simple affair compared to his other Dinobot Patriots, but I follow him regardless. I just love how the Dino head looks with that long beak. I'm a big fan of how the Dino feet are his robot mode kneecaps, as well as the red on the chest, which provide a good contrast for the design so not just overloaded with grey. Overall as a grip, the G2 Dino has significant improvements to what? Wait, hold on. Who is this guy? That's right, I've been lying to you all consistently. The G2 Dinobot lineup did not start last year, rather started all the way back in 2023 with Legacy Evolution Tookstrong Collection, where I released this fellow. G2 Universe Grimlock is his official name, but we all know deep down his true name, and it is Lawrence. Lawrence probably has one of the most bombastic decos I've ever come across in my history of toy reviewing, and that's pretty short, but yeah, it's a big one regardless. All yellow with blue tiger stripes, purple Hulk pants, and a really good looking metallic blue chest. Yellow is a notorious hard classic color to get right, and I think Lawrence is one of the best examples of it matching really well with the whole body, which is really impressive. Mold wise, he's the same as Grimlock, right down to the exposed mechanical detail on the neck. This deco elevates him to new heights. And Lawrence's Dino mode is also pretty cool, still the same as Grimlock's but yellow. But sometimes that's all you really need for a redeco. In one where Transformer toys get reused again and again and again, recolored, retooled, and redecoed to create different, or the same, characters. G2 Dinobots to me are like redecos that elevate the source material, really to new heights. While I do really like how the G1 Dinobots look, just something about the G2 90s goodness of the G2 Dinobots draws me to them, potentially more than the G1 versions. Maybe it's the toddler brain inside of me which loves bright colors. Maybe it's the fact that they're G2, or maybe simply, they're just that good. Also, if that's how they'd handle them, that wouldn't be opposed to a core class G2 Volcanicus. I love them, well, at least the Dino Force, but I want G2 Dinobots I can take to work to mess with. Yeah, that'd be nice. But that's just me. Drop your thoughts down below. Did you like the video? What's your favorite Transformer redeco they've done in the recent years? Which G2 Dinobot is your favorite? Why did you call him Lawrence? Will you get at my house now? If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, turn on notifications, can't comment anything, fuck it, press the Angry Birds copy pasta down below for all I care, I need the engagement. And as per usual, have a good day.